Hey, you guys. I guess it's officially Christmas, right? My name is Marlene. Welcome to Marley Grace Creations. I don't know why I have a hard time lately saying that, but it's Marley Grace Creations. Welcome. And if you're watching me on YouTube, welcome to my channel as well. I am getting ready to put a transfer on. Hey, Lane, how are you? I'm getting ready to put a transfer on a porch leaner. I bought this a few months ago at Target. Hey, Melinda. At Target, and I've had it a while, and I thought, well, you know, I might as well just take it in the kitchen. I had to lay it on the kitchen counter because I had to have a long space, and as you can see, it's it says welcome, you know, but it's long, so I'm gonna have to work on just a section of it at a time. Hey, Ava. Hey, Sue Ellen. And so I'll pull you down in a minute. I am going to touch up a few of these letters. I painted two. Oh, I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hi, Jill. I did. We had a house full, and then I kept my 3-year-old granddaughter last night, and we took her to Chuck E. Cheese. I hadn't been there in years and years with the kiddo, and she had never been there before. And so she kept, every time, hey Pinky, every time we go to Chick-fil-A, the new Chick-fil-A in our town is right next to Chuck E. Cheese. And so every time that we pull up to Chick-fil-A, she'll say, oh, that's my favorite place to go. And we're like, when did you go there? And she said, I don't know. So a couple of weeks ago, I asked her mother if she has ever been to Chuck E. Cheese, and she said, not that I'm aware of, and I think I would know. Since she's 3 years old, never goes anywhere with anybody except me or her mama, you know. So anyway, she's never been to Chuck E. Cheese. But when you're pulling up to Chick-fil-A and you can see that great big light and that, what is it, a mouse on the building, it's all colorful and it looks beautiful. And so, hey Stacy. And so she just thought it was just a cool looking thing. And so she just kept on and on. We said, all right, we're going to take you to Chuck E. Cheese tomorrow. So we kept her last night and took her, and we had a good time, a lot of games, and had pizza. And actually the pizza was really good. How are you, girl? All right, I can see I've already put 2 coats, but in some places, and I didn't do the whole thing with you, number one, I can't look up at all. You know, you get out of lines on this. I did not, let me pull this up. I did not do anything to this wood because I like the wood grain. Hey, Nancy. And so I almost stained it with some watered down paint, but then I realized I didn't want so much brown on here. Y'all know I don't like brown anyway, but in this case, it needs to be brown. So anyway, I just left the wood. So when you're painting something and you've got the wood grain, the raw wood grain, you know, beside that, if you go out of lines or mess that up, there's no way to correct it because it's going to soak in this wood on the side, and it's going to stay that way. So, you know, you have to be really careful and not let it drip and not go outside the lines too much. I mean, if you look real close, you can see a few places that I got out of the lines just a little bit, but, you know, for the most part, I did not. But there's a few light places, and I'd like for it to look, let me put you down here. There's a few light places, and I want it to, the wood grain not to show through the letters. And I'm going to put a bird transfer. It's called Postal Birds. I don't know if any of you have used this one. I've had it a while, and I haven't used it. So, hey, Lisa. Hey, Emma Kay. So, anyway, I'm going to cut these out, and this is going to be a little tricky because you can't see through the paper, and I want it lined up like in different places on these letters. So I'm going to have to take, anyway, it's a long story, but I'll show you as I go. It's just that you can't see through it while it's on the transfer sheet, the backing sheet. So, and if you take it off of that and you get it stuck to something else, then, you know, it's toast at that point. It's no good. So you gotta have to. Where in the world? You have to be really careful. Because once you let a transfer stick to something else, it's stuck. And if I lay it down on this to check it out, you know, to get it where I want it, and it's stuck, well, it's just going to have to live there because you're not going to get it off. Well, I doubt you could even get it off, but if you did, it would be messed up. So we're just going to have to be careful and hope for the best. But I just kept looking at this and thought, you know, and I'm not doing a Christmas thing. I'm doing a Christmas gift thing. This is an order for somebody else, and this is going to be a Christmas gift. And I have 2 of these, and I'm going to do one on the live, but I'll have 2 of these. So I'll have one that I'll put up for sale, either in my auction or in my booth, one of the 2. Let me just get a little bit. See, I'm telling you, when you're doing this, you really can't look up. I can talk to you. Let's see, I'm ready to learn how to use my Cricut. Bought it today. Did you? Yay, Stacy, we'll do it. So you bought an Explorer Air 2. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'm getting ready to do another I was going to say Porch Leaner. I have that on my mind. I'm getting ready to do another door hanger that says, "Oh Holy Night," and had Bethlehem across the bottom. And I had to do that on the Cricut. So I'll just do that in my private group for y'all. How's that? So you're definitely going to have a booth. I'm waiting on the lady to call me. I sure am. I cannot keep this stuff, and you know, I'm gonna get, I'll do an auction, again. I thought about Saturday, but I cannot do it by myself. My daughter helps me, and if it was just cut and dried, I could do it by myself, but auctions never are. So, if anything comes up and I need some help, then I'll have her here. So, sounds good. Hey, Patty Price, how are you? So, okay, I'm going to turn this around because I've got this part done. The WELC, part of the O. So let me just turn this around. And this is really hard to do because, you know, you can't keep it in focus. But I've cleaned my desk off enough to where I could push it down. That's kind of big to ship. This, no, I won't ship it. It'll have to be somebody local. However, you know, if somebody wanted it really bad, UPS, all I have to do is take this to the UPS store and hand it to them and say, box it up and send it. And they will. Of course, it's not cheap to do that, but if somebody wanted it really bad, they just would. I have not seen very many things in my life that I wanted that bad, though. Hope your Thanksgiving was wonderful. It was. It was. We had a great time. We just ate leftovers. Are y'all eating leftovers still? We just finished up. Well, I've still got a lot of turkey left. And a little bit of ham. And that's about it. So, I'm going to make some turkey noodle soup with some of the turkey. And I'm going to make some ham biscuits with some of the ham, and that's pretty much it. Our Thanksgiving leftovers are going to be gone. I make sweet potato casserole. I posted that for you guys in the private group. Did you, right? Did I? Did y'all see that? That is the best sweet potato casserole. And every time I make it, there's never any left. And everybody wants the recipe. So anyway, we don't have any of that. If I want any, I'll have to make another one. And so, it is probably the best sweet potato casserole I've ever ate. You didn't see it. I don't think I did it on the Marley Grace page. I think it, well, Emma, you're in the private group, right? No. Are you? I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that. Rotisserie chicken. Stacy, did I post that in the private group? I believe I did. I think, Emma, you're in the private group. If you are, go check it out. Okay, I've just got a little bit more to go, and I don't think I'll see the wood grain through this. It's pretty easy after you, because you don't have to go all the way to the outside edges as much to get this last coat done. And I'm using a little brush, so I won't go outside of the lines. I don't know why I come down here and go live and my nose wants to run. It's crazy. Or a gnat is in my face all the time. I have one gnat in here. Always gets in my face. I've tried to catch him. I've tried to kill him and I can't do it. So, and it's the only time he shows up. Okay. Looks good to me. I don't see the wood grain through any more of it. Yay. You didn't see it. Okay, you guys, I will go, excuse me just a minute. I will go and look and see. And I thought I took a picture of it and the recipe was with it. Could be on the Marley Grace page, but I think it was in the private group. There was 3 pictures, and one was like before I put it in the oven, and one was with the topping I was making, and then one was a screenshot of the recipe. Let me know if y'all don't see that. Okay. Enough of that. It's good anyway. I'm just getting this paint really, really, really good and dry because I don't want to start scraping over soft paint or wet paint. It'll just ruin the whole thing. Pinky, do you ever check your messages? I sent you a message yesterday. Stacy, have you even taken your Cricut out? Hey, Diane. Of your box? I did see, for those of you who have been looking, I did see where Cricut had a bundle with the mats, the tools, 2 or 4, I can't remember, rolls of vinyl, the machine, for like $250, and that is a really good deal. Our letter stencil, no. These were on this. It was just an outline, and I just had to fill them in and paint it. It took 3 coats. But this was from the Target dollar spot for $5, believe it or not. And it's wood. It's real wood. And it's just WELCOME. And if you wanted to, you could, like where the O is, you could take a small wreath and put it there instead of that letter. That's pretty too. And so I'm going to try and keep the birds off of the O in case I decide to do that. And I'll try to remember to do that. Okay. Looks pretty good. I'm going to have to kind of do this as I go so I can place those. I can't cut them out first because that just won't, it just don't work that way. Target, yes. This came from Target dollar spot. See that? You probably can't see, but that is Target's, I believe. I'm right. I don't know, but I'm sure that's where I got it. It's been a while too, though. I've had this a while. Maybe just a few months. Okay, and we'll start up here. Okay, you guys can see pretty good, can't you? Hey, Beverly. Hey, Norma. Okay, this is the Postal Birds transfer. The birds are kind of big. Now, I had a little bit of another Birds transfer, but not quite enough, and it kind of looks skimpy. Yeah, that's her tag. Hey, Margaret. My letters are peeling. If they're vinyl and they're outside, they will. The sun gets them and dries them out, and it's just what it does. Okay, I picked out a few of these earlier. Not exactly what I want to do, but I know a few that I want. And I'll show you. Let me turn this around so you guys can see this. Hold on. Watch this. Y'all, I've learned to do that. I'm so proud of myself. I really am. Look at that. Straight. That set of birds in the middle right there. I know I want to cut that one out. And I'm not sure from there where. And you can, a lot of people think when you get these transfers that you have to use them just like they are. I have never, well, should I say never? No, I don't think I ever have. Just used it just like it is. I always cut it up. I love birds too. Hey, Joyce. It is gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is just, I'll show you this when I'm done. The most important thing you can do when you start cutting on these is to hold it together, to not let it come apart. And this could come loose from this and roll up. I'm going to take some blue tape right now. And I'm going to tape this in a couple of places. I may take the tape off in just a minute and use this. I might decide to. But in the meantime, the last thing you want to do is have this roll up on itself. And it only takes little tiny pieces of tape. You don't have to use a lot. But see, this has to stay together now. Even if it rolls up, it's going to stay with the backing on it. So let me just cut a few. Let me tear. Those birds are pretty. I love birds. Love, love birds. I've got birds and bird nests and eggs, and I've got a little bird nest in a, it kind of reminds you of like when your great-grandmother had a well and she would go outside in the well and it had this, what is that called? Anyway, it's got a long handle and a cup on the bottom. I've got one of those hanging on a thing in my bathroom, and it's got some bird eggs in it. And my granddaughter, every time she goes in there, says, Nana, are these real? I'm like, Caroline, you know they're not real. I always tell you they're not real. But she always asks. Okay. Now, there's nothing on the back. It's just plain. But you just, you know, you just have to keep it together. So I'm going to push this against the bottom and hold it, because you can always piece them. But if you ruin it, you just ruined it. So let me lay that down flat. I'm just cutting around what I want right now. And I'm going to put a piece of tape right there so it stays put. Because this is the birds I showed you a few minutes ago. I know I want this. So I'm going to lay that over there. Do I want any of this? I don't know. I don't think so. So I don't fool with it anymore. I'm going to roll it up. I'm going to put it aside so it'll stay put. Let's see. Okay, here is another sheet. See, that's pretty too. And this one on the top, it has some more to go with it on another sheet. And you know, until I get that one where I want it, I'm probably not going to know what else for sure I want. So that's what we're going to do. The recipe is on Creative Circle. Thank you, Donna. You guys, if you're in the Creative Circle page, it is there. You just have to look for the picture, and it's it was screenshotted there. I guess that's the right word. Okay. Okay, I do want that one for sure. I may want this one too. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. If I use it, good. And if I don't, it's okay too. I don't have to just because I'm cutting it out. And I like some words. And I've got a stamp, like a seal. I don't know if this will all fit, but this is beautiful. Isn't that pretty? It's got some green and some coral. So, okay, let's see. Hey, Sarah. How are you, my friend? Okay, let me use my little pieces of tape to keep this together, because last thing I want to do is loose part of this. Have it roll up on itself. They're too expensive, and, you know, when you've got a project in your head and you have your heart set on that project, it's disappointing for it to tear up like that. So, okay, I'm going to put these aside and pray they stay there. Let's see. Okay, the biggest problem with this is you can't see through it, right? I've got letters down here. Hey, JP. I've got, so I want to kind of make it work out with the letters. I'm not sure. The hardest part is you can't see through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to touch my fingers. See right here, I'm not going to touch the transfer. That's paint. It's sticky too. So I'm just going to pull this apart. I'm going to leave it. Okay, let's pull it apart now. I'm going to leave it like this. And when I put it down, I'm not going to put it all the way down. I'm just going to hover over it. Because if I put it down, it's going to stick. And if it sticks, it's done. That's where it's going to live. And I don't want it to live there, maybe. So I'm just going to move this around and kind of look through this and see where I might want these first couple of birds. Kind of looks good right there. You can still tell it, well, you can't really tell that's an E. Okay, hold on. I don't want to cut the birds off, you know. Okay, this is perfect right here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, I can still tell the L's an L. I can still tell the C's a C. Let me hover it over that. Can you guys see? No, but as soon as I lay this down, I'm going to show you. I'm going to lay it down, and once you lay it down, you've committed. You're done. So, let me move it over here so you can see what I'm doing. See where I put it? It's not going anywhere. It's over the C and the L. So, I'm going to get my trusty tool here. Let me find one. Here's a stick. A stick, either a clear or wood. Oh, and by the way, y'all, this is a Prima Redesign transfer. It's not a IOD. It doesn't matter. I love what I love. But, hi, Melissa. Okay. I'm just going to start rubbing. It should stick to this raw wood really good. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, and we'll figure something out. But I think it should. I think it will. It's right on top of paint. The acrylic paint, I painted the letters with, all I used was a multi-surface folk art, and the name of the color is Real Brown. And it's just a dark, dark brown, almost like a raw lumber color. And if I wanted to use one of these birds, if I wanted to cut the limb in half, if I wanted to cut some flowers off, move them up here, you do whatever you want. You don't have to use it the way it is. And you just have to rub and rub and rub. It'll start getting kind of cloudy. It should. I don't see that happening yet, but it might be because this wood is so blonde. I see the halo's going away, which is a very good sign. It wouldn't be the first thing I've messed up, you know. I'm going to go on these edges, and that kind of breaks that seal. It's going to take some elbow grease to get this on this wood. Once it's down, though, it'll be down. Let me get his tail right here started. Well, it is not happy so far. If I get one started, it's easy to keep going, okay? There we go, it started. That's good. And as I pull, I'm just gonna, you cannot see what I'm doing. I'm gonna turn you just a little bit. See, I'm straight and y'all are crooked. I'm sorry. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, let me, see, I have to, it's backwards to me, but right, okay, that should work. That should work for y'all. If you can see what I'm doing, I'm kind of pulling it up as I go, and when I'm pulling it up, I'm trying to get behind it, so you can see. I'm kind of pushing it down as I pull this up, and then I can see, and if you see any on your carrier sheet, on your transfer sheet, hi Cheryl, it's not down, and you can just lay it back down and just keep on rubbing. It's going to go right over top of my paint, and it's coming off really good now. So just take some elbow grease to get it going, get it started. It's going to be pretty, pretty, pretty. So far, so good. Oh, it's beautiful. You hear that crackling and popping? That is a good sign, y'all. Good sign. See, I don't know if you can see right. You probably cannot. There's a little piece right here. If you guys move the comments, there's usually a little square down there. But anyway, there's a tiny little piece of this flower that did not get down. All I do is just, I can see it when I pull it up. So all I do is put it right back down and rub over that one little piece. It's just something you missed. It's gone. It's on there. When you're rubbing to start with, it's probably just a little piece I neglected to rub over. Okay, that's it. And then you can take your fingers, if your fingers are absolutely dry. You can see Margaret good. I don't want to raise it up because this will tilt. I won't be able to do that raised up. Now see, there's little bits right here that went on the edge, and I didn't need those, but you know what, I could come right here and there's a leaf, and I'll do it and I'll show you. I might just decide I want to add one more little leaf right here to this stem. So I'm just going to move it around. And I'm just going to add this little leaf and not waste it. There we go. There's one more little leaf on the stem that I was able to use. Okay. Okay. Like I was saying, if your fingers are absolutely dry, not damp, not sticky, nothing, you can use your fingers. Otherwise, you can turn that over and use it to burnish this down. But every single inch of this has to be burnished down. If you don't, when you put a top coat on this, and it does need a top coat, y'all, but I'll do that tomorrow outside. I'll spray this because it's so big. You can put polyacrylic on it. That's my favorite when I'm doing this on furniture, is putting polyacrylic. And it doesn't hurt the transfer at all. It won't hurt anything on here. Okay. There's, make sure these are safe. Okay. There's the first. Can you see? There's the first birds. You can still see that that's an L and a C, right? And that's the goal. I don't want to cover up the letters, but if I do cover up the letters with just a little bit of something, I can paint over it. But my goal is not to do that. Okay, so let me go towards the top. Okay. You guys can see right here good. Thank you, Stacy. I love it, Carolyn. Of course, birds. It doesn't matter to me if it's got birds on it. I'm a happy girl. Let's see. Okay, here's a blue bird, or whatever this bird is. I don't know. I don't think I like that there. So I'm just going to make sure it stays together and put it aside. I think this one's going to go closer towards the bottom. I don't want to put it up here. It'd be too close to this, but I've got plenty of room at the bottom. So that may go at the bottom, words and all. Okay, let me see what I want up here. I want to piece one together so you can see how to do that. It's not, okay, here's one I can piece together. That's pretty too. Okay, let me piece this together. Where's my scissors? Okay, this is still taped together, so it's not going anywhere. I just cut it from that. Okay, I'm going to get a piece of tape, and I'm going to tape this together so the backing doesn't come off. And you think, well, I can lay this there, and I can be really careful. Don't count on it. It's too expensive. It's just not worth it to hope you can do that. Okay, I'm going to show you this in just a second so you can see what I'm talking about piecing it together. Where's my blue tape? Here it is. So even though this is a little bitty piece, you're thinking, oh, it'll probably be all right. That'd probably be the worst. So, no, it won't. Let me get a couple of pieces over here so they'll be ready. It only takes a tiny piece. Okay. Okay, let me tape this back together. And roll it up and put it with this other one. So this is how I keep it together. And when I'm done, that's how I put it back in the tube. Okay, now if you can see this, you can see there's a little bit of a flower stem, and here's part of a bird. Well, these two go together. And so that is, whoa, that is the other part. Except you see all that white in there? We've got to get rid of that because you can't put it together if you've got that border. So you stay as close. While it's all together, you stay exactly on that line. Now it's gone. See, the white's gone. And this one is going to be the same. I'm going to cut this one right on that line. All the way down. Because it goes all the way down the leaves and the stem. So that one, the border's gone. Okay. Which one do I want to do first? Let me play with this just a minute. Keep my fingers off the paint part. I'm just hovering it. I'm not putting it down. If it gets stuck, it's going to be where it is, though. Okay. Let's see. I don't know. I want him up here, but I can't decide where. I don't want him to cover up my W. Okay, he's good right there. And that limb fits. Okay, that's where he's going to live, right there. I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. Okay, let me show you. I've got to get it where you can see. Right there. Is that good? You guys can see this, right? Okay. Yeah. There's a little bit of extra leaf right there. You can wrap it around the edge. And if you wrap something around the edge, you do that first, because then when your transfer paper pops up, that is down. Thanks for the heart, y'all. Now this is just the bottom of the bird in a limb with some flowers. We're going to match this up in a few minutes. And this is turning cloudy. I want you to see the difference. You can see how this is looking cloudy. I don't know if you can see how much lighter that is. That's already down. And that's what happens normally, is it gets cloudy when it goes on underneath. You have to be really careful when you're piecing, because if not, you'll have a line. And I have done it. I have pieced it thinking it was just perfect. And I see that line, and I always see that line. It's like I can't unsee that line anymore. Okay, it's off. There's nothing stuck. So, now, to get this one matched up to it. I don't want to touch the transfer. What happens, like, if I were to put my finger right here on this bird's tail and hold on to that, well, when I get through fiddling with this, and let go of it, that paint, that is going to be on my thumb, and that's going to be a hole there. So that's the reason it's important. Don't touch it, because it's paint on a sticky surface is what it is. Okay. Making sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm just lining this up, and I'm hovering it. I'm not touching it. Almost. And I've got to make sure it's on both sides. I'm just hovering it over it for right now. Okay, that looks good to me. Does it? Yes. Okay, let's see if it does. I'll know in a minute. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Thank you, Stacy. Okay, just rub, 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 and get it on down there, and then we will start. And if you're worried about, like, scrubbing on this, be careful and don't. It's really not going to hurt it unless you scrub a lot, because you can't get these things off once they're on. But you could scrape a piece of it off. So try to keep your stick off of the underneath part. And this is raised just enough that you can do that. That's a cute little bird. I don't know what kind it is, but he's almost got a beak like a parakeet, but I know he's not. And I've got some words and stuff I'm going to add along this too. Okay, let's start and see if it's starting to lay down. Yes, it is. Well, I can see that line there a little bit, but it is what it is. I can touch it up with some paint a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Just get it all burnished down. Let me show you. I don't know if I can. You can, well, it's kind of noticeable. Depends on how I turn it. Not real bad. Let me put my finger there so I can get it. Well, see, you can see barely a line there, but it's hard not to get it at all. But I'm going to show you how to touch that up. Hey, Heather, gone. Okay, so now we have the W. Let's see. Now there's a bird there and a branch. He kind of looks like he's hanging out there alone somehow, going down. So I'm going to add a branch or something to fix him in a little bit. And then we have that. So now we're going to kind of skip over this spot because, you know, I might want to put a little wreath there, or what would be really cute there, and I probably will, is a tiny wreath there and put a little tiny bird nest nestled in that wreath is what I will do. So, not touch ceiling over there. And so we're going to do the next one kind of down here in this area. So I'm going to turn it this way so you can see this part better. Okay. Now where's the one I had cut out that I thought I would use? I guess I put him away too. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Yes. Is that it? I think so. It might be a little big, but we'll see here in a minute. Hold on. Stay there. Okay. That's kind of big. I don't want to cover my letters up. Now I've got to see if I can kind of make it look like it's not hiding all of that. I think I can. Okay, I'm just gonna take this off and try my best to hold on to it, to hover it over this. So I don't want to cover up. I'm gonna have to stand up, get over here. I don't want to cover up any of my letters. I want it to still look like an M. Okay, let's see. Nope. Y'all can see what I'm doing right. I'm just hovering this till I get it just the way I want it. I don't want to touch anything. I'm trying to see through it. And I still want you to be able to see that this is an M. Whew, it's going to be hard because the birds are kind of big. So let me move the birds over just a tad. Okay. That's where it's going to be. It is just what it is. It's going to be right there. Okay. Okay, what do I do with my stick? Here it is. Oh, and if you have any of these too, you can get these at the Dollar Tree. You can get them with your Cricut. If you have a Cricut, you have one. And all it is a burnishing tool. And so it works good too. Anything that you can use. I've used the back of a spoon before if I couldn't find my stick. Just a kitchen spoon. This has got some words on it, and I like it. And I'm going to add a few more around to kind of blend all that together. Now he's going to lose the tail over here, but it's just the way it is. You can still tell it's a bird. He's just going to lose the tail. Part of a tail. Going on this edge, and what that's doing is kind of cutting that away from the sheet. So when I lift it up, it's still going to be on the sheet, and it's going to be separated, hopefully. If you've got any air bubbles, just press them out. And I'm pressing hard. Can't press too hard. Okay, it's going down good. Okay, now, I think you can see it right there better from this side when I'm doing it. See, I've got this, his tail's right there, right? It's okay. You'll know it's a bird. And so as I'm pulling up, I'm doing that. And I'm pulling up as I go. And that's helping release that to, wait a minute, this is not down at all. It takes some elbow grease. And this is helping release that to the board. Okay, it looks really good. Let me just get this down so I can keep going. Okay, I don't want to mess this up. I can use this, maybe, for something. Okay. If you get to going too fast and you pop it up and you've got part of that on this, just lay it back down and just keep on. Just keep on rubbing hard. Words are the prettiest and the hardest to go down. Hey, Brenda Williams. Ta-da! Ain't nothing on here except that little branch and some words. And I'm going to use those probably right over here, not the tail. And before I get it stuck, I've got to get rid of his tail. I'll never use that tail on anything else. So I'm just going to throw that away. I don't throw much transfer away. But, you know, the end of a bird's tail, it's like I'd ever use that. Okay, I like these words. Since there's some over here, I'd like to just put it here. And it'll just kind of carry over from that other side. Can't read it anyway. It's probably French. Who knows what it is? Okay, it's down. It's got to stay. Most of these transfers are French, y'all. Does anybody have any questions? Hey, Shanta, how are you? If you have any questions, let me know. And if I'm not seeing it, hey, Crystal, I've missed a lot of people. Hey, Jerry. I'm sorry, I've missed a lot of you. If you said hello and I didn't answer you back, I'm not ignoring you. It's hard to look up while you do this. You're welcome to ask me again or say hello again. And if you're loving it, stars are helpful. Okay. Let me show you. Okay. So yeah, just carried that, what was left over here, right over here. Well, actually, it was left over from here, and I carried it over here. It makes no sense, but it's pretty. It's just French words. See? I'm backwards. So far, that's towards the bottom, and you can still tell that's a M-E, right? I don't want to mess with that O. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn this back around. And I'm going to do some more, add some more stuff to this part. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Okay. This, I like these words right here. And I'm going to cut them away from this bird. And I'm going to attach them up close to the top. I kind of thought about this earlier, and I like that idea still. So I'm going to cut this away. Now I'm going to hold this because I don't have it taped. I have this piece taped. It's not going nowhere, but not this one. But I'm getting ready to use it. I'm thinking, okay, where are you? See, this is totally backwards to me, but that's okay. I'm working right here. So let me pull this up. Nope. Let me see. It's driving me crazy. Okay. Now, I'm going to be working right up here. So I got this and I like it. So I'm going to stick it on here somewhere. Beautiful. You need one. Terry's like me. She loves birds, don't you, Terry? Okay. I love this. Don't know exactly. Now I've got to keep my fingers off of it or I'll lose a letter or something. So I want to put this up at the top. I've got my grid thing as a guide. Okay, that's just a C of another word. I want that off. I don't want that piece. Okay, I don't want that at all. Okay, I love this design. So let's just put it kind of in the middle. Okay. I like it right there. So let's just do it. You just have to really rub. And it depends on what it is. If this was a window or a mirror, it sticks almost without rubbing. But this is more like raw wood. Okay, now you can see what I'm doing. I'm going behind it and I'm pulling up as I go. And that just helps it go down so much better. Okay, now got to burnish it down. They have halos, and this gets rid of your halos too. Not all of them, but most of them. But when you put a top coat on it, your halos disappear anyway. And that's just that little part around it. Okay. That's what we put on the top. Just that little bit. See how pretty that is? It's just some words. Patisserie's on there, which means baking kitchen. I don't know. Okay. This is trash. Let me get it out of my way. Now, I know there was a couple of things on here that was like, kind of like ledger. I don't really like that. I know there was a stamp, and I love stamps. Like cancel stamps. And that's what the whole thing is about this, is postal birds. So, okay. Let's see what we got going on. I could use a limb somewhere. Another stitcher. Does that mean somebody's coming? I hope not. Hey, Dwayne. My sweet cousin's on. Hey, sweetie pie. How are you, Sheila? Okay, let's see. There it is. See that? I love this stamp. So I want to put that up here somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead. I know I want to. So I'm going to cut this out. And I've got to hover it around. You know, here's a limb. Let me just get part of this limb. Well, let me get part of this limb away from this bird. Okay, I'm going to hold on to this. Okay, let's see, where do I want it? That can kind of go from that other bird limb. It looks like it's adjoined right there. I like that. Let's see. Let me cut that limb kind of crooked so it'll kind of fit in there better. Kind of have to piece it, you know. Okay. Because I want that stamp on there and I want it straight. In order to get it straight, I've got to get that limb where I want it. Okay, it's going to stay there. And a little bit of, I'm sorry, my chair cushion keeps rolling up. A little bit of this is on top of the previous transfers. It's okay. Rub-on transfer. I got this one from somebody on Etsy, or I got it from, had to be Etsy. It's Prima Redesign, because I don't know anybody who sells Prima Redesign anymore. Everybody sells OD that I know. But I go on Etsy, and I just, if I've got one in mind, if I start looking, I just find one I love. But if I already know I have one in mind, I go and look for those, and I just find the best deal. And if you have really, really soft wood and you do this and you scrub on it, you probably scratch, like leave indentions in your wood. So you have to be careful with that. See how I just did that? Well, I mean, this is really hard. It's not going to hurt this. This is probably not real wood anyway. I don't know. I'm pulling up as I go. Okay, there we go. Now, you can see, where's the stamp? Right here. You can see I extended that branch, and that helped that little bird out. He looked pitiful over there. Now he looks like he belongs there. And now that little stamp. I'm backwards. Sorry, y'all. Y'all are straight. Okay, now I still need something probably right in here to kind of fill that in. I'm going to leave the O alone. So, hi, Virginia. Oh, I do too, Sheila. I love birds. Love them. Okay, here's some ledger. This is kind of pretty. Let's see how far it goes. This would not cover up my E. Okay, let me cut some of this ledger out and see what I've got. Hey, Annette. Let me not cut that little birdie's toe off. Okay. Gotta hold on to this. I'm telling you, playing with all these pieces can be dangerous. Okay, let me make sure that stays together. Okay, let me see what I can do with this. There's a transfer, I can't remember. I think it's Prima Redesign. It's called Lovely Ledger. I've done several pieces of furniture for me and several friends, and that's probably one of my favorite. Hey, MJ. Okay, I want to kind of put something here. Yeah, now you can see. Something kind of in here to incorporate. There's a lot here, there's a lot here, and there's a lot down there. I want the O alone, so I need something here. And I can put this here, and the E will still show. And that'll give me something to fill in. So let me see if I can get this straight. Okay, I think that's straight enough. And some of this kind of stuff is the hardest stuff to transfer on. All these little letters and lines. I guess this is supposed to look like somebody's letter, or it looks like a ledger. I don't know what it was, but there's a lot of little lines here. I know that's noisy. It's got to be. because it's loud for me. And anything that's loud for me is lots louder for y'all, I found out. Y'all, it's going to be hard getting rid of this one anyway. I don't know that I can. Nevada City. Okay, now that I've got a whole side up, I'm going to start working at it this way and pulling as I go. This feels really stuck. I'm not sure why. There we go. It's starting to come loose. It's because of all these little ladders. But it's coming off pretty good. You just have to be patient. See, I'm going at it this way and pulling up as I go. And that helps release it. Y'all can see this, right? It's okay. It's the process. It sure is, girl. It sure is. The process of doing this, you're wanting to keep it. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it. Okay. Okay. There's the ledger on it. Right there. Oh, no, right there. So that filled it in. So now it seems like it's kind of uniform. There's some at the top, and then it goes over this way, and then it's left open here for a reason, and then we have all this at the bottom. So I'm happy with it. I think it's beautiful. So, and I think it's not too busy, and it's all spread out enough. So I don't have a wreath and the nest and all that. I mean, that just came to me a little while ago. So I will, later on, I'll put a little tiny nest there. I have some little bitty bird nests I can put here in the nest, like cradle it in the nest, and that'll be pretty on there, I think. I don't think this will hold up outside, not unless it be on a covered porch. And then I will, thank you, Pinky. And then I will, I'll top coat this a bunch. So, you know, if it gets too hot, too cold in the weather somewhat, if rain gets on it, if I put several coats of polyurethane instead of spraying it like I said a minute ago, I may just do that because there's nothing on here to run or anything. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Nancy. Nancy, I love Flossie. Hey, AB, how are you? Did you just get on? Send you my address. Pay for shipping. Hey, AB. Oh, it's good. For you guys in the private group, guess what I got today? A white Christmas tree. I got a white Christmas tree. So I'm going to decorate it. Y'all want to watch me decorate it? I'll use all blues and silvers. And I also got some napkin rings that I'm going to add some stuff to for my table. So I'll do that live on that group too. If anybody's interested in the private group, we do all kinds of different stuff than I do on here. We do anything from one morning I had a recipe I wanted them to know, and so I just popped on there at the spur of the moment early in the morning sometime or other and did the recipe. I was in my pajamas. They couldn't see me in my pajamas, but I was. And so it's just a little more private to where you don't feel like you've got 100 strange eyes on you and all that stuff. And we do have a good time, don't we? Hey, Connie Brewer, how are you? Anyway, you guys, thanks for hopping on. I am done with this. I don't have anything else I think I could add. What I'm going to do is make this edge dark, and then I'm going to do some ink distress. I'll go ahead and distress the ink while I'm talking to you. And then I can go and do the outside edges dark, and that'll even be easier after I get this on. Could you do a paint stencil? Yes, I will. I actually, who asked me that? Elaine? Yeah. I don't, probably in the morning, Stacy, sometime. I got a pack of these stencils from Essential Stencils, and I'm going to do some stuff with these, and I'll show you. These are really easy. Thank you, Sheila. But anyway, whoa, wrong side. All this is an ink pad, but it is archival ink. It's Tim Holtz, it's Ranger brand, it's archival ink, and it's permanent. And all I do is go around the edges, and it looks like it's really old. It's been around a long time. And if you get it in the wrong place, too bad, because you're not going to get it off. All I do is make the edges look older. Hi, Dolores. How are you? I know you can't see all this, but this board is so long, but I'll show you in just a minute. It is so hard to get all this in view unless you've got your camera pointing down that way. And I can do that in my kitchen, but I can't do it here. I don't have enough room. And I'm using Vintage Photo, the color, and it's probably my most favorite. I went again to Hobby Lobby today, believe it or not, and all that mess. And I was looking for the red ink that they just came out with, but they still don't have a small one. So next week, I'm hoping that their ink pads and stamps are on sale. And if they are, I'll just go ahead and get the big one, because it'll be a whole lot cheaper than the small one, not on sale at that point. So, okay. And see, it's rough on your ink pad too, but it is what it is. Okay. Can you see the edges? I'm about to knock my light out. See the edges? They're just a little bit, let me turn this. The edges here, I'm backwards. Y'all are straight. See, I've just got ink all around the edges to make it look kind of old. It's hard with this big board in this room. Oh, goodness. Hi, Sue Ellen. Oh, thank you so much. All right, you guys. That's all I have for you tonight. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We did. And I had my 3-year-old sweetie pie until just a little while ago. And so we've been eating Thanksgiving leftovers. So, all right, I will probably see some of you in the private group tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow's Saturday. I'm not sure if I'll be on here any this weekend or not. I don't have an event or anything. How big is the board? Good question. Let me get a tape measure. I don't even remember. And it has a rope at the top to hang it with. Let's see. It is 42, almost 42 tall, and it is about it's 9.5 inches across, 42 tall. So it's a good sized board. Okay. If I may not see you until the first of next week, you guys, have a great weekend. Finish eating all your turkey leftovers. A tape measure. I was just curious. Hey, Lynn. All right, you guys, have a good night. I will see you soon. And let's see, the Creative Circle, I will, hey Tanya, how are you? I'm just hopping off. I just did this beautiful thing. It's going to be hard to get rid of it. I did this shelf leaner, porch leaner with birds all over it. Anyway, and we're done. So I'm fixing to get off from here. But anyway, I'll see you guys sometime probably next week. Circle of friends, I may see you tomorrow. I will put up a post. Bye.